Oh, the Schwarzgelben. Adeyemi wasn't going to miss from there. Off the bench.
Karim Adeyemi just signed for Barcelona. And the question every single Barca fan should be asking right now is not how much he cost. It is whether he is about to become the next Raphinha or the next expensive mistake sitting on the bench by December. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. 2 years ago, under a different manager in a different system, this exact transfer could have failed. Badly. Karim Adeyemi is not a tiki-taka winger. He was never built for 10-touch build-up play, for patient triangles, for waiting on the touchline until the structure finally frees him. Under Xavi's Barcelona, a player like that risked becoming a 5-minute cameo, a name fans defended on Twitter while he quietly lost his place in the squad. Sound familiar? It should, because that is almost word for word the exact same criticism people threw at Raphinha the summer he arrived. Direct, explosive, allergic to slow build-up football. Under Xavi's tiki-taka, he looked lost half the time, a talented player stuck in the wrong shape. Then Hansi Flick walked in, and within 1 season, that same player became one of the most feared attackers on the planet, finishing as a serious Ballon d'Or contender. That is not luck. That is proof of what happens when the right profile meets the right system. And right now, Karim Adeyemi is stepping into that exact same opportunity. Flick's Barcelona does not ask its wingers to be patient. It asks them to be lethal in transition. The moment the ball is won, this team explodes forward, and it needs runners who can hit top speed instantly, defenders who cannot press build-up football because there barely is any, just verticality, directness, and speed punishing you before you can reset. That is not Xavi's Barcelona. That is attribute for attribute, a system built for exactly what Adeyemi does best. So will he fail or will he fly? The tactical logic says fly, but logic alone does not win football matches. What actually gets Adeyemi on the pitch and keeps him there is a specific set of qualities, things that nobody else currently in this Barcelona squad brings in quite the same way. Here are 5 things only Karim Adeyemi brings to this Barcelona team. The first is elite sprint speed while carrying the ball. Barcelona already have quick players, but most of that pace shows up off the ball, in runs and pressing. Adeyemi's speed shows up with the ball glued to his foot, at close to full sprint. Nobody else in this squad, not even Lamine Yamal, combines that raw top-end speed with ball control quite like this. The second is his ability to attack straight through the middle, not just from the wing. Most of Barcelona's wide threat works the same way. A winger gets the ball near the touchline, and defenders shift across to deal with him. That shift opens a gap in the center of the defense. Adeyemi is one of the few attackers who can exploit that exact gap, sprinting into the space between the center backs the moment it opens, rather than staying wide and cutting inside like most of Barcelona's current attackers. It gives defenses a second problem to solve, not just the winger in front of them, but the runner suddenly appearing through the middle. Against teams that pack the box and dare Barcelona to break them down from the outside, that central running option could be the difference between a frustrating draw and a game-changing goal. The third is a pressing engine built specifically for chaos, not control. Barcelona's front line already presses hard, but Adeyemi's willingness to sprint the full length of the pitch to win the ball back, then immediately sprint forward again with it, is a rare double engine. It is the kind of relentless off-ball motor that turns defensive recoveries into instant scoring chances, rather than just stopping an attack. In Flick's system, pressing is not just about denying the opponent the ball, it is the first step of the actual attack, and a player who can both win the ball high and then instantly become the fastest man on the pitch running forward with it is exactly the kind of engine that keeps that whole machine running. The fourth is his fearlessness in isolation. One defender, wide open space, no support needed. Where some Barcelona attackers look for the extra pass or the link-up option, Adeyemi's instinct in a one-on-one is to simply go, to trust his first step over any combination play. Against low blocks that clog the middle, teams that sit deep and dare Barcelona to break them down patiently, that kind of individual unpredictability is priceless. It gives Flick a release valve, a way to manufacture a goal out of nothing even when the rest of the build-up has stalled. The fifth, and maybe the most underrated, is his experience playing under Hansi Flick already, at international level with Germany. This is not a coach learning a new player through trial and error during a title race. Flick handed Adeyemi his senior international debut. He already knows exactly how to use him, when to start him, how to rotate him through a long, physically demanding season, and how to get the best version of him onto the pitch. That familiarity cuts down the adaptation period significantly, and in a league as demanding as La Liga, alongside a Champions League campaign, that head start could be the difference between a smooth integration and a rocky one. So put all of that together, Adeyemi is walking into a role that suits his exact skill set, under a coach who already understands how to use him, inside a system engineered around speed and directness rather than patience and control. That is about as favorable a setup as a signing like this could ask for. But football does not run purely on tactical logic. Confidence matters, minutes matter, the mental weight of that Barcelona badge matters. Raphinha needed time to find his rhythm too, even under the right coach, before the goals and the assists really started flowing. So will Karim Adeyemi fail at Barcelona, or will he become the club's next transition superstar? Nobody can promise the second Raphinha story repeats itself perfectly, but the profile matches the system. The coach already knows the player, and the qualities he brings do not exist anywhere else in this current Barcelona squad. If that is not the recipe for success, it is hard to imagine what is.